Well, hello, and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today, 24,030, and of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and you know what, I know it, make sure you ring that bell. So yeah, we had a bit of a mistake. I went overkill today, and yep, Marion 99%. And again, just so we're very clear, this is why my composition doesn't matter. Marion is doing almost all of the damage. Nobody else is doing damage. Nobody else could do damage. This is Christian with 600 level artifacts. This is Marion with almost 4,200 level artifacts. She has 7 times the artifacts as Christian does in just in terms of levels. And she's doing 99 times his damage. So I just want to emphasize that because I get a lot of questions about, oh, why don't you use X here over Y here? None of them will be doing anything significant. It's very important to realize just how much artifacts do change the game once you get a good set. And that's also why it's so important for you to try to get a good set. Now, at some point, I'm going to introduce you to my strategy to get a good set of artifacts. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to start my other account back up. My other account was actually a warrior account. I just got tired of doing King's Run. And it wasn't even that great of an account. I think I was slowly chipping through. There we go. And let's take a look. 10 AA. 99% to 1. Archers didn't even do 1 trillion damage. That's why Marion is the queen. And that's why nobody else matters. It's funny, Sophia beats most of my other heroes because I did Sophia's runes. Like, nobody has runes but Sophia. I probably need to do Aisha's runes at some point. You know, maybe after we finish leveling Thor, we'll level up Aisha. That might be a good idea. Let's take a look. I know this is a detour. I was actually wondering who to level after Thor. Yeah, we'll level up Aisha. That'll be fine. She, I feel like she doesn't heal enough sometimes. So we will get her going. But moving on. So this is she's doing about half damage without Luke's buff, which is kind of crazy. So she's almost doing double damage to these mobs in terms of their total health. With Luke's buff, of course. I'm kind of waiting to see if we can get her to the point where she is one-shotting things without Luke's buff. Because that'll be nuts. She really will be Super Marion at that point. Boom. That is King's Ruin 12. Let's take a look here. Still 99 to 1. So she still hasn't got. I always chase that 100% just because I like it so much. Now, I know some people are still waiting for me to do Marion versus Christian. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm mostly just working on getting the artifact power stronger. Because to me, that's what really matters. Really strong artifacts. I think really strong artifacts are actually going to favor Christian over Marion, which is why I've been kind of delaying it. I'm like 99% sure that Christian's going to lose. And the thing is, if you're going to be a support hero, which a support main, which I don't recommend warrior over support main. Warriors get more buffs than supports. Warriors buffs are permanent. There's no wind up. So I would say they are just head and shoulders above, even though Brian's buff is not as good. And Daniel's buff does drop off. But I still think Warriors are heads and tails above. Plus, you don't have to worry about, this, as they always use their ability as soon as their meter fills up. There's none of this like weird auto delay you have here with targeting with the support. So Warriors is better all around. But I was actually considering switching to a Warrior, and it would have made sense had I switched when Christian had his artifacts up to 300. It would have made sense probably to switch even after I unlocked 24,030, but I didn't. And every day we live with that pain. And there we go. We got a 100% stage. A 9,220 trillion damage from Marion. And obviously it's not a real 100%, but it's rounded up to 100%, which is just amazing. Just look at these numbers. Look at how much she is pumping. You know, she's doing almost 300 times what Christian's doing. No, like a little less, like 2.5. Or, yeah, 250. Not 2.5, 250. Give or take. All right, moving right along. And this is just why it's so important to level your artifacts. But just think, this is my Marion, and she doesn't have flat attack. Okay? Could you imagine what a monster she would be with crit damage and flat attack? Well, first, her levels wouldn't be nearly as consistent with getting the next million. Because I think we'd start to see some kind of acceleration in that way. And second, I mean, they're like, she would just be doing two. I think she would be doing probably at this point like double damage. Literally double damage. Maybe not just yet. It also would mean that it's also one of those things where it makes your runes less impactful. So if you don't have a super powerfully refined runes, it's not as impactful because you just keep getting more and more base attack. And then, of course, the ring's attack multiplier multiplies that base, which is why it's so good. Kind of crazy when you think about it. All right. And survey says another 100. That's 2 in a row. So now, when Marion starts consistently getting 100s here, Christian having artifacts kind of becomes a lot less interesting. And so that's when we're going to take Christian's artifacts and feed them to the wood chipper. As soon as that happens, we're just going to dismantle both of Christian's artifacts. It gives us 2 more slots to hold the stuff, basically 1 of each. And on top of that, on top of all those things, it also will give me, I think, 100,000 shards to dismantle, which is not really the greatest exchange rate, but still pretty good. And there we go. What do they dismantle? Is it 100k? Oh, 3. Oh, okay. It's almost 700k. Okay, that makes more sense. And if you know, I go through about 20k a day. That's about a month. That's 5 weeks of basically not having to worry about sharding for dismantle, which should be about an extra level. Is it an extra level? I think it is about an extra level. So if you're looking at turning, could be wrong. I kind of hope I'm wrong. Because if I use like 20k a day, which is actually more like 25k a day, that's not even 30 days. That's more like 28 days. So 4 weeks. I think that would get me an extra artifact. Maybe we'll say 1.5. If it's only 1.5 artifact levels times 28, we're turning a 600 into 42 artifact levels, which is pretty bad conversion rate. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Well, let's take a look at the damage here. And oh, she falls from her pedestal. 99 to 1. And once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.